So here's a story while we're climbing up this tower. Not that these guys aren't interesting, they're just really difficult is all. Have a Netflix subscription. Hashtag not sponsored. And I'd been contemplating for a while to maybe get rid of it because there wasn't really anything I was too interested in watching. So what I've discovered is recently, anyways, big gravel is that they're starting to get a lot of like kind of interesting animes that I've seen, you know, at least screenshots of, like Overlord. And they also got Delicious in Dungeon, which I've talked about before. It was kind of like eating, you know, at the time it was kind of like, you know, eating mashed potatoes and gravy. It was kind of just something like, this is kind of a neat little concept. And then you like dig into your mashed potatoes, you find like a finger, and that's Delicious in Dungeon now. Like, you thought we were having a cute little anime about you know, going down into a dungeon and we make little monster meals or whatever, and it turned into like a lot deeper than that, and like kind of at least where I'm at, which is the end of the first 26 episodes, which I guess count as second season. Like, we're starting to get into that point where we're like practically talking about cannibalism. Oh, I'm stuck in the block. Ooh. Great. It's important to fall all the way down to the bottom and then lose all of your life and have to redo this whole thing again. Alright. Yep. Heal up. Yep, so we're just gonna heal up again. Fuck it. But as I was saying, so I've been watching Delicious in Dungeon since episode 1. Like I said, I thought it was kind of this cute little anime that was just sort of something to take up time on Thursdays. Turned into more of like the hot, interesting anime of this spring, I guess. But I'm also watching like old shit that people probably saw like 10 years ago, like Konosuba. You know, the one with the crazy guy and his 3 crazy harem chicks that are equally nuts. And then Overlord's interesting. Overlord kind of goes back and forth between like, boy, this guy and this caught in this isekai world, despite the fact that he's kind of playing like an evil looking like Dark Lord type character. He's very much playing it. He's both role-playing the role very well, but he's also like very human in the way he does it. And then other times you watch it, you're like, wow, what the fuck? I mean, like, I guess there's some, I don't know what the right word is, some disconnect, maybe where you're a player trapped in this world. You're kind of looking at everybody else in the world as sort of like an NPC, if you will. Like, oh, I don't care what happens to them. So, like, downright disgusting, you know, torture and experimentation, like, on the level of, like, wow, are you sure you're not, like, the Dark Lord of this world? You know? I mean, I understand he's trying to be prepared, because statue number 2, you know, you don't know what happens. I mean, if you die, like, that's it. Probably like the real world, you die, that's it. Maybe you want to be well prepared, but you know, because it's a video game, kind of, you're kind of like, you know, the ins and out of the game, plus you're overpowered. He's overpowered anyways, and all of his minions are overpowered, because they basically have been playing this game their entire, you know, all their free time. And they've essentially gotten, you know, done all the quests, gotten all the loot, and now he's just like pulling it into like a new game plus. But the new game plus isn't like any more difficult than the regular game. But you're like fully stocked on like end of the game potions, and magics, and weaponry, and like the only thing you don't know is what this world, how this world differs from the RPG that you played. So, like, he's in some ways being super cautious, and in other ways, like, you just look at some of these characters and you're just like, you want to throw up, because it's just like, oh yeah, he captured those people, and now he's going to experiment. You know, him and his minions are going to experiment on him, you know, to see if there's anything they can find out. Like, for instance, does, you know, the cleric in this world, if you change them into a mindless zombie, do they still have the attachment to their, you know, faith magic? You know, that sort of stuff. Like, kind of want to throw up. And then I mean, because it's a thing where he's a player trapped in a world, and there's a chance that there are other players that were online when the game went offline. Is sort of the catalyst for this. I mean, there might be other players stuck in this world that have equal amounts of resources, knowledge, strength, etc. And it's like, you're waiting for that to happen because you know it's an anime, and it's eventually they're going to run. More than likely, one of two things going to happen. You're either going to run into another player character who's likely running one of the major factions or kingdoms, or conversely, you know, they're sort of, you know, playing the quote-unquote rogue, where they're not aligned to any in particular faction, but they're just sort of wandering out there as like a, I don't know, like a new game, like a super boss, you know, like in a Final Fantasy game, being like Emerald or Ruby weapon, just sort of wandering around. But like I said, I mean, because it's an anime, there's only really two options. Either you're the only person in this, you know, in this world that has all this, you know, it's overpowered, or there's another person or persons hanging out in this world, just sort of, you're gonna eventually bump into. So jump back. I'm pretty sure eventually he's gonna. I'm obviously, I'm talking about an anime it's probably been out for people to watch for, I don't know. I don't even know when it premiered. Let's say it premiered in 2017 or 2018. I mean, that's, you know, that was what, 6 years ago now? No. 2022 would be 5 years. We're talking like what, 7 years or so, maybe, if it came out in 2017. So I don't know. Time's sort of slipping away from me as I get older. You know, feels like, you know, I was in high school in 2000. You know, for a short while. So like you would just say, well, it's been 25. Close, it's gonna be 25 years, you know, since the year 2000. And you're like, really? Has it really been 25 years? Like, yeah. Which has made me wonder if the human experience, the human brain, if you will, and I may have brought this up at some point before, doesn't, you know, your brain, when you're a little kid, time seems to last forever, and as you get older, time seems to go faster and faster, so that, you know, while it felt like an eternity, you know, being in school, it was still just however many, you know, 180 days in America. You know, 180 school days, that is. So, I mean, that time period, you know, when you're in kindergarten or first grade and it feels like every day lasts forever, the same amount of time that you spend, you know, in all your other grades, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, but it seems like time slowly but surely speeds up on you. So much so that you could say that and I would not say this, obviously, looking sort of backwards on my life, but you could say, you know, turning 22, 23, and you were just, you know, then, you know, look back on the next, you know, look forward on the next 23 years of your life, you know, at say, would that put you at like 46? Would you say which took longer? Your first, 23 years or your second 23 years? And your second 23 years, seems to, particularly once you get into like a job, seems to go a lot faster, Fuck. Ah, shit, I'm gonna have to do this all over again. Alright, here comes the cut. Alright, welcome back everybody to East Felghana. We're gonna continue on. At the end of last episode I died, which I rectified by not dying and getting up here. Also, boundary box, not great. Shouldn't be like that. Basically, these guys just do a shit ton of damage no matter what level you're at. So, don't die. Sort of the long story short there. I was not that far away from getting to the top here, so this is the room right before the room. And then this is the room I died in, if I'm not mistaken. So, I remember where everything was. Was it up here? I don't remember. Who cares? Anywho, let's go back up. You guys suck. We're just gonna ignore them like they don't exist. And then we're gonna go fight the boss. So let's save again. Oh look, we just saved. Great. Good job, Chris. Because we didn't do anything.
You're loyal to me? How can you be from Genos Island? I know what I've done, okay? You don't need to do this. Please, just hear me out. I only wanted to use the demon's power to make Felghana into a strong and powerful nation. I was just going to ask the people of the island for their assistance.
I feel like that's a lie. But, it's really hard to tell at this point. You're assuming that he's lying right now to keep his life.
I never gave any orders to exterminate them. I swear.
So, if it's a lie, it's a lie. I mean, it's not. He's just trying to save his life. If he's telling the truth that he never gave the order to exterminate the people of Genos Island, that means there's something more despicable behind the scenes that we're not yet seeing.
It was a mistake. I never intended for things to turn out the way they did.
The way they read these lines makes it sound like he's lying.
It's the God's honest truth. I swear it. Please, believe me. It's not my fault.
It's sort of at this point that I start to wonder, like this portion of his lines, that I start to wonder if he is not actually telling us the truth. Hard to say. But it sounds like very much like Chester saying he's trying to worm his way out of responsibility.
Your way out of all responsibility for what you've done? I don't imagine. The men, women, and children you sacrificed are of the same mind on this. All of this. Every last bit of it was caused by your own foolish ambition and greed.
I don't doubt that he's at least responsible for that much. Is that the events that unfolded is caused by his ambition and greed.
You will pay for your crimes against my people. First in blood. And then I've no doubt your immortal soul will follow. I've told you before. You are not to interfere.
He's talking to me.
This is my affair.
Is it?
It does not concern you.
Doesn't it?
If you insist on getting in my way,
I do.
I'll cut you down, just as I did Dogi.
Oh, that cuts deep. That cuts deeper than your sword could ever cut.
I'm gone! Take that! Gotcha! Here we go! Take that!
I'm gonna die.
Take that! Gotcha!
is. Oh yeah, I forgot. Magic doesn't work against him. So it's just me and him.
Take that! Here we go! Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! Here we go! Hey!
Back the walls.
Gotcha! Take that! Here we go! Take that! Gotcha! Take that!
Getting a little too aggressive. That's when you want to do damage right
Take
there.
that! Gotcha! Take that! Here we go!
Of course, you don't want to do what I just did there, which is
Take that! Gotcha! Here we go! Take that!
you can see how easy this boss pattern is. You just have to wait. I mean, you're good. Dodge, dodge, dodge. I'm just gonna keep my finger off the thing. And then you just have to hit him after he's done doing that piercing attack. I'm too aggressive.
Here we go!
Yeah, I'm using some of my superpower to, because he does half damage during that time. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then once he puts up his shield, it's time to go back.
Gotcha! Here we go!
I don't think I'm gonna survive this, but
Lost?
bet your ass you did. But I kind of butt fucked you at the end. Yeah, I was surprised I didn't die.
Better.
I'm just about the same as I was before, except magic doesn't affect you.
But I'll be damned if I'm going to back down now.
As the king slowly trots off. Just quickly check here. I know this is not what I'm supposed to do, but I'm just going to quickly check because I don't want to come back here. Alright.
Please. I beg you, just spare my life.
Pathetic worm. To think that slime like you orchestrated such inhuman atrocities against my people. But no matter. It's almost time for the final curtain. You're going to die like the disgusting pig you are. You, just stay right where you are and watch the story unfold. It'll all be over soon.
Stop this, Chester! Please, you have to stop this.
I know what I have to do, Elena. Our parents were murdered. Our home was burned to the ground. You may not remember any of it, but I'll never forget.
I do remember. I remember our father's voice piercing through the flames, telling everyone to run while he stayed and fought. I remember the smile on our mother's face as she died, knowing we were safe.
That hurts.
Elena? You?
I remember everything now. It's all just as you said it was. Those years before we came to Redmont, the events of that horrible day, everything.
I wish you wouldn't have. You'd have been better off forgetting it all.
Yeah, the ignorance is bliss sort of thing.
But there's no need to worry. I don't intend to involve you in this. This is my struggle, not yours. I would never stain another's hands with blood. Least of all, yours.
Chester, I'm so sorry. You hurt so much all this time, but you kept it all bottled inside to spare my feelings. I never knew. I just never knew. But Chester, this is all for nothing. I don't think it's ever been possible to appease the souls of our people.
What?
They're not here anymore. After all the horrible things they've been through, I think what they really want is just to rest in peace. I know our father would want us to be happy. Together. He wouldn't want us to take revenge. Not like this. Not at all, even. I'll never believe that vengeance would make him happy. And that's all I want, Chester. I want him to be happy. And our mother. And you and I, too. I want us all to be happy. You may be stern, self-deprecating, and stubborn as anything, but you're the most dependable, kind, and thoughtful brother I could have ever asked for. You were there for me when our father couldn't be. I love you, Chester. So, please, don't do this. Don't force this on yourself.
What was that? No. What the hell have you done?
I don't know. I never knew that much about the power of the statues to begin with. The construction of the clock tower, the massacre on Genos Island. I was just doing as I was told.
So there's what I believe to be the truth, though you could also interpret him as sort of still trying to weasel his way out of his wrongdoing in the whole kit and caboodle, but I very much believe that he was manipulated throughout the story, despite the fact that the game up to this point has pinned him as the arch-villain.
Told? Told by whom?
That would be me.
So earlier I mentioned, and I've been biting my tongue throughout this entire game, because obviously I've beaten this game and I know what the storyline is, but earlier in the playthrough I talked about how appearances can be deceiving, and I've been trying to sort of keep a careful eye on this character through this replay to see is there anything that really tips the hand at any point. And up to this point, everything has been carefully played, with the exception of what he told me when I went into his bedroom a few episodes ago. That was about the earliest that he tilted his hand in this storyline.
Bishop Nicholas?
Count Maguire and Sir Stoddart. You've both done splendidly. Everything is proceeding according to plan.